Good morning, Mr. Dačić. You are Prime Minister of Serbia and here today in the European Parliament to explain the next steps of the recent agreement with Kosovo. So somebody in the meeting you just followed said as if you were running a marathon and you are almost at the end, you still miss a few kilometers. Is it really like that, or as all the difficult part starts now, the implementation, I mean, the very difficult challenge starts now?
It was very difficult and politically risky to make this agreement. It's always harder to work for peace than to start a war. We were driven by the idea that Serbia needed to reposition itself. Serbia needed to reposition itself politically and start a new era.
We know and we see every day that Serbs from the north of Kosovo, they don't want this agreement. So how do you hope to persuade them to accept it?
The Serbs from the north of Kosovo are against this agreement. They're not satisfied with it. But we are investing all the effort necessary in order to include them in the implementation of this agreement, despite the fact that they're not satisfied with the text.
In which way? How will you do that? In which way?
Through discussions, contact with them and work on the ground.
We know that the only legal base that is recognized in this agreement goes under the Kosovo constitution. So are there enough guarantees of autonomy for the Serb of Kosovo, and which are they, if you can explain?
This agreement is in fact based on the guarantees given by the EU's mere presence and the fact that it's leading the negotiations, with High Representative Catherine Ashton at their head. Part of the guarantees also lie with NATO and KFOR, which say that the future Kosovan army will not be able to enter any territory which is populated by a Serbian majority without KFOR's authorization. In any case, I think that it's very important that the guarantors in these discussions are the EU and the international community, because the Serbs obviously do not trust the authorities in Pristina.
So it means that you believe that this agreement will give the strong basis for the future.
All the agreements that have been reached are status neutral. They don't regard the status of Kosovo, but the regulation of everyday life in Kosovo and Metohija. With this in mind, the implementation of these agreements should not be obstructed by any party, because it's in the interest of the citizens of Kosovo. As for the future, we're ready for discussions about status, but these discussions were not part of this deal.
Are you confident that the European Council in June will give a date to start accession negotiation?
Any decision other than that would be unfair, wrong and harmful for the stability of the Balkan region.
Do you have a date in mind, a year date for the accession of Serbia? 2020?
It's difficult to say, but we would all like it to be as soon as possible. But let's go step by step.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dačić.